episode of Teen Sing. Today's show is about School Court TV, and we have our executive producers, Sterling Shepherds and Muhammad Mo. So don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Session. The Honorable William Cole now presiding. The next case on the docket is case 0201, Healthy Kids USA Initiative versus Winder's House of Young.
Thank you, Mayor. Please be seated. If you have a cell phone, please turn it off this time. Go through some quick rules here today and how we're going to proceed this afternoon. Counsel, I give you an opportunity to introduce yourselves to the court. You'll have an opportunity to then make a very brief opening statement, followed by arguments from both sides. We will limit that in time as the court deems necessary, and then you'll have an opportunity to make a brief closing statement before the court makes a decision. With that, I would ask plaintiff's counsel to please rise. Introduce yourself to the court.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Good evening.
I'm Skylar McLam, school court attorney, and I'm representing Healthy Kids USA Initiative.
Thank you. Defense counsel, please rise. Introduce yourself individually, please.
You go first.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Good evening, Your Honor. My name is DeAndre Owens, and I am defending Windsor's House of Yum.
Thank you. Ma'am.
Good evening, Your Honor. I am student attorney Annalee Ellis, and I am defending Windsor's House of Yum.
Thank you, Ms. Ellis.
Good evening, Your Honor. I am student attorney Deja Burnett, and I'll be defending Winter's House of Yum.
See, we have the big corporate attorneys in the house today. Brought the whole...
Welcome back to another episode of Teen Sing. We're here with Mo, Muhammad, and our guest teens. Welcome, everybody. So why don't you introduce yourselves?
I'm Emma.
I'm Monica.
I'm Kaya.
And I'm Bria.
And I'm Mo.
Okay, teens. Does anyone have a question for Mo, the executive producer of School Court TV?
But let me warn you, you only get a limited amount today. $250 per person.
What got you started into the business?
Say it again?
What got you started into the business?
My son, Trump is his name. He was 7 years old at the time, and you know, we did a mock trial in his school, and he had to defend the big bad wolf. He was 7 at the time. He's 14 now, and you know, we put it all together. We worked with the schools, and he had a tough one, you know, and basically he had to defend the big bad wolf, right? And I guess everybody thinks he's guilty, right? And he huffed and he puffed and he moved the house down, didn't he? Well, you know, at least what everybody thought he did. But did he really do it? Right? And so that's how we got started into School Court TV.
What gave you the idea to start it?
Well, I own several different businesses in Baltimore. And, you know, there's always issues. You know, when more things you have going on, you know, there's lawsuits and there's this and there's different things that's happening. There's contracts that has to be done. There are people breaking contracts. So we're always in court all the time. And so what happens is that every time, you know, there's a parent-teacher day, I would take my son to court with me because I want him to be strong. I didn't really bring him in the office. We came to the office for a couple of minutes and then we left him and we went to the courtroom. And my thought was, you know, if something happened to me today, is he going to be ready to step up to the plate? And so that's the reason why we started taking him to court and we started to build his mental strength. And that's what School Court TV is all about. We're building it, you know, because we want all the kids to be able to do the same thing. We're so ready. So it doesn't really matter what happens in life, you're so ready.
Okay.
Right?
I know recently you did a talent fashion show.
Yes.
Fashion show. What made you do that? Because how does that relate to School Court TV?
Well, we wanted to do a couple of things. First and foremost, because we're self-funded, and I fund all of it 100%. We wanted to do a fundraiser, and that's what that was about. It was a fashion show, and Victory and Fate. You met Victory and Fate, the boat in the pageant systems, and you know, the boat in the pageant system, and so you know they wanted to showcase everything they can put together to be able to help School Court TV raise funds.
Money.
Yeah, exactly right. And so we're going to be doing, you know, 2 or 3 times a year. We'll be doing the same thing.
Okay.
So we'll give you guys other opportunities as well to step up to the plate and be in the spotlight. Yeah.
What other fundraisers have you done for?
That's the only one. You know, we're looking for. I mean, that was a combination of things, right? It wasn't just the fashion show; it was other things too.
It was talent.
Talent as well, right? You know, next time what we're going to do is we're actually going to have the mock trials there. You know, we had a 10-year-old girl that did a mock trial. It was a competition. It was about a school cafeteria where another company came in and started giving toys and a candy away with their lunches. And this one kid was the defense attorney for it. And this girl was so sharp and so articulate. You know, it's just amazing. So. Yeah. So we'll be doing more, to answer your question. We'll be doing a lot more. So we'll be adding some mock trials to it as well. You know, not a whole lot, but just enough to keep, you know, people coming back, some different stuff. And we open to ideas, by the way. You know, anybody have any ideas for either, you know, a place or things to do for fundraising for School Court TV? Hey, that's what it's all about. We're giving back. And we want the other businesses that's out there to be able to think to do the same thing, you know. Step up. People look at me and they say, you know, you're nuts. What's wrong with you? Why are you spending that kind of money every single month? There's no return on investment. You know what? It's for you guys.
Thank you.
It's for the kids. Because you know, like I said earlier, I'm talking about every single American needs to be very, very afraid, and we need to be concerned. Because if we don't build our future leaders from today, what's going to happen to the country when you guys take over? I mean, think about it. What's going to happen to us as older folks now when, you know, you guys got to step up and run the country and do all the different things and be the attorneys and run your businesses. You know, you think now that our global economy is bad? Wait till you see what happens when the Chinese at age 5 teaching their students and their kids from age 4 and 5 to learn English. What's going to happen to our global economy? We won't have jobs here at all. Okay, so it's something we need to be, like I said before, we need to be afraid, and we need to be very, very afraid.
Okay, let's not get the fear factor in.
So, is there any cases you guys would like to suggest or like us to try on School Court TV? Think about it for a second. But it's something that you know, something that might interest you, something that might have happened to you in school. Yeah, things happen in school. You know, something you thought wasn't fair. Whatever. Just think for a second.
If somebody, say if somebody was being bullied in school and he fought the bully and he won, like how would that court case go? Would the bully get in trouble, or would the victim get in trouble?
Well, you know, that's we don't get involved in so much of that. What we do is we actually take cases. And then we, you know, like rural cases, or like I said earlier, if something happened to you that you want us to try, we could take those cases too. It'd be a fictitious case, but we'll see what happens at the end. But you know, we had one we tried, was one that happened in a different county. I can't really call the county name. This is where the girl took Mace to school, and she took Mace to school because she was getting bullied. And what happened was she went to the principal, she went to the counselor, she complained about it, but they did nothing about it. So her mom says, you know what? I love my daughter. I want her to protect herself. So what she did was she said, here's some mace. Somebody gives you a hard time, you know, and you have to defend yourself. Defend yourself. Well, her friend ratted out on her, and she got in trouble and she got suspended. So you see, what we're trying to bring is life skills for you guys. Things you guys, you know, see and hear and do every single day. That's what we're trying to bring. So you can use it as an educational forum, something that the teacher said, you know what, I don't want to do that. You know, we've had some where the students got locked up from perjuring himself, for telling a lie on TV. You know, the bailiff actually locked him up and took him away. And the idea was to teach the kids, you know, to be honest and to, you know, be honorable, that type of thing. So those are the type of things we're trying to bring, all the life skills. So again, any questions on, or any thoughts on cases or things that might happen to you in school? Because we want to hear that.
Are the cases coming from like a juvenile booking system, or? No,
it's coming from everywhere. It's coming from newspapers, from the internet. Okay. It's coming, like I said, they're real cases, or we think things that are problems. You know, for example, here's a problem one that we tried a case on. So it could be an idea or it's of something that you're having a problem with. Here's one we had. Citizens of the United States sued Cell Phone Companies United. It was a fictitious case we made up. But the reason why we sued them was because what happens when you upgrade your cell phone? They upgrade a cell phone and they take the chip out of it, right? The SIM card out of it. Well, why do they do that when it's yours? You bought the phone. It should belong to you. So they will take the SIM card and put your SIM card in, and they'll pocket their SIM card, the other SIM card. So we try that. In addition to that, Batteries, okay? You can buy a car battery for $70, okay? But go to buy a cell phone battery, small battery like this, it's $40 and $50. Absolutely absurd. And so, why are there no chargers? We said, well, there should be a shut-off switch on these cell phones to not to overcharge the batteries. So we sued them on that too. So my point is that you can have ideas like that. Think something that you say needs a resolution. Something you're saying that, you know what, we need an answer for this. This is a problem. We need a solution. So anything you guys can think of, well, write it down. You know, you can go to schoolcourt.org, log on and send us a message, because I'll come right over to my office and I'll see your concerns. You know what, I'm having a problem here. Can you help us? Okay, and we'll try it on TV. We'll bring a resolution, a solution for you.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Teen Scene with our teens. Do you have any more questions or comments for Mr. Mo?
Do you ever get like stressed out with all the cases and all the little kids?
OMG, yes, all the time. I'm so stressed now, so don't tell me I need a long vacation. But no, it is stressful because in addition to running 6 different companies that we own, we've took on a task of School Court TV. But again, it's worth it. I want to make sure that my life is secure as I move forward in life because you guys are taking over the country. So yeah, it is stressful, very stressful.
Do the kids on School Court TV, how do they manage school and School Court TV?
It's a good question. You're thinking.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what we do is we try to work it around their schedules. For example, we do mentoring only on Saturdays. Okay. The day before the case, we usually tape every other Wednesday. On Tuesday evening, we'll get together for a couple of hours and give you some briefing as well. So we try to manage it around, your schedule.
That's good. Education is important.
Absolutely.
So can the schools work with you?
Well, we've been trying our hardest trying to get the schools to work with us, and that's our ultimate goal. But we're going to be meeting with some people here in the next coming weeks, and we're going to be seeing how, find a solution, an easy way to make that happen. We're looking forward to getting some answers for that, because ultimately, yes, we want you guys to get additional credits or anything else you can get from School Court. Yeah, for sure.
Do you actually go to schools like on career day and talk to the students face to face about your program?
Yeah, we haven't really done a career day. What we were trying to do is we were trying to get it from the main scope of things. We were actually visiting the main offices of the school, the administration's office. And that's where we were going. But like I said, our meeting, I think in the next week will help us out, with the people we're going to be meeting with to tell us how to do it, a little bit easier way maybe to do it. Yeah. Is there anybody here that's interested in upping the ante and thinking about becoming a business owner? Because, the same skills apply, right? Or becoming an attorney or doing what? What are you guys looking to do? Tell me first, you. What are you looking to be?
I think it'd be really cool to be like a business owner for something. Like, I don't know what yet, but I'd really like to own a business.
Well, you see, now owning a business is not just owning a business, so that's very good. But see, all the skills you would learn from School Court TV will help you to be able to do that, because we do everything. We don't just do training you to become an attorney, but training to be able to think. And when you're in business, you better be able to think. I sit behind my desk all day long. My people will tell you, man, get up from behind the desk, because that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking. I'm thinking of easier, faster ways to be able to do it and less cost effective. I'm thinking about, okay, I have to go to court for this particular thing. What am I going to do here? How am I going to handle this? Okay, I got to go and get some more business for the company. How am I going to do that? So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And these are all things that are all what we call agreements. I don't like to use the word contract, but it's contracts basically is what it is. And when you read these contracts and you sign them, as I said earlier, if you sign a contract, okay, these are all things School Court TV teaches you. If you sign a contract and you sign next to your name and the word seal appears, you just extended a contract for 12 years. It could be a year contract. Okay, you could say, this is a yearly contract starting today and ending next year at the same time. But if you sign under the word seal, You extended the contract to 12 years, not knowing it. So this is what we're talking about, getting you ready. So that's all the reason why in the world school court team is important to you. How about you?
I would also like to be like a business owner.
So the same thing would apply, right? The same thing would apply. All those skills, you got to be able to. I mean, this is no lie. I'm an attorney. I'm a marketing agent for the company. I'm the sales genius and coming up with sales goals and motivational plans for my people and objectives and that type of thing. How are we going to go after business? I'm the accountant. I'm the lawyer. Now we have people in place for all those things, but I'm as the owner and the CEO.
You're Mr. Boss.
I have to be able, exactly, I have to be able to calculate what's my return on investment. How is this going to work? How is that's going to happen? You see what I'm saying? So that's where the skills come in that we was talking about. You know, those skills to be able to think. And like Sterling said, you know, earlier, you got to be able to think inside, outside, and around the box. Not just around the box or outside the box. Like people say, don't think inside the box, think outside the box. I said no. You got to think inside, outside, and around the box. Okay? It's 360 degree. And you can always have plan A, B, and C. And that's the important thing when you're a business owner. Okay? So you guys plan B. You got to be able to think that through. How about you?
I actually want to be in the entertainment business, like an actress or something.
There we go. Again, the same thing apply. Because if you don't know what you're reading and don't know what you're understanding, next thing you know, you sign away all your royalty profits and everything else. Okay? And I'll give you an idea, and I don't want to call the show's name, but there's a show on national TV that when you sign up to become a star, you actually sign away your first 5 years.
American Idol?
Well, I don't want to call names. I'm just saying that those shows you sign away, the first 5 years, the company gets 80% of everything that's generated. So if you're not sharp enough to be able to read those things and put it all together, you see what I'm saying? And you got to be sharp enough to tell your attorney what you want. You see what I'm saying? Because your attorney, who's going to finalize it for you at the end, he doesn't know what you want. You got to go to Mrs. Locke. I want 80% of profit. Let 20% go someplace else. You follow me?
Yeah.
But if you don't know what to tell him what you want, he's not going to know what you want. He's going to read it and say, yeah, it looks good to me. Well, again, it's about what you want, right? So be sharp, being articulate. What you want to be? What do you want to be?
I would like to be a news anchor.
News anchor. Well, you're in the right spot today.
Right.
Well, same thing. Same thing apply, right?
Yeah.
You got to be able to read your agreements and be able to decipher it, right? How about you?
I want to be in the design business and like have my own company.
Designing, and that's a huge industry. Okay, you got everybody out there that wants to be designers, right? A lot of people, and there are a lot of them out there. And so you got to be mentally strong to be able to say, okay, how can I differentiate myself from that other person, that other company, right? So you got to strategize. You got to be able to think it out. Again, the same thinking skill comes in. So if we open your mind up now at an early age, wow, how powerful can that be, right? Yeah, it's amazing.
I'm having an amazing time here with Mr. Mo and my team. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Teen Sing. Joining us now is Sterling Shephers.
How's everybody today?
Good, how are you?
Wonderful. Who has some questions? Anybody have any questions? What do you think about school court? What do you know about school court?
How did you meet up with Mo Muhammad?
As he mentioned, he has multiple businesses. So I had applied for, actually, come in for an interview in general for a lot of the different companies that he had. And in conversations, I have a lot of sales experience and marketing experience. And he had mentioned to me he had this creative thought. He wanted to start school court. It was very interesting to me because I enjoy helping students and young people that come up into the world. So that's how I got started with school court.
What is your position in school court?
With school court, I'm the director of marketing. That's my job, is to go out and I work with the students, also mentoring, but it's also to go out, secure courtrooms, secure guests to be on the show, look for mentors, things of this nature. That's why we've had Congressman Dutch Ruppersberger on the show, and county executives. We're going up to arranged. We're going up to Harford County, February the 1st, and the Harford County executive up there is going to be on our show. Would any of you like to come and be a guest on the show when we tape?
Ooh, yeah.
So we're taping the 25th of January. If you go on, again, go online our website, www.schoolcourt.org. It'll give you all the instructions, everything. And I suggest that you come and be a guest, look at the students, talk to the students, see what they think. You know.
What did you have an idea for before you? What did you have an idea for a living before you got involved with school court?
Did I have an idea?
Yeah.
Of what I wanted to do?
Yeah.
Yes, like I said, I've always been in sales and marketing, but that's a very broad, field. And what I liked about school court was that it drew me to it was it allows you to take your skills and pass them on to the younger people, such as yourself. And in school court, like I said, it's about thinking, but it's also to build thinkers. The thing is when, as the executive producer was saying, you have to think out of the box. Well, what that really means is when you're negotiating with somebody or talking to somebody, even your friends, we try to teach you the skills to be able to think, what are they going to say before they say it? If you can learn and pick those type of skills up and really be a good listener, that really moves you up in life. If you can really think about what that person's getting ready to say, you've already got your answer before they say it. Does anybody? You said you'd like to come on school court?
Yeah. It's a great opportunity.
Is there an audience listening?
Yes, we do have an audience, but also if we have enough students, we have a jewelry box that you could sit in there, and even though you wouldn't be making any type of decisions, but you could actually firsthand see what goes on and see the judges, see the students come in, present their case, talk to the students, and which I would suggest, because if you like it, you're going to tell all your friends, right?
Of course. Yeah.
Right. So is everybody going to start watching school court?
Yeah. I'm going to record it.
You're going to record it?
Yes.
Oh, great. You go to the website and you can see all the shows that we've done.
Okay.
And like I said, on the 25th, we hope you come. We're going to have a law professor at the University of Baltimore, and Mr. Terry Hickey. And he's been gracious enough to come and on the show. And he also has, the reason he become part of it, because he also has a youth development law group that he works with students. So he was very interested in bringing part of that to be on school court.
So are there any last minute thoughts or anything? So we're almost done here. Are there any more questions, last minute thoughts or anything?
If you weren't in marketing, sales and marketing, or you didn't have anything to do with school court TV, what would you be doing?
Well, I think one of the things I've always thought about, and again, that's why I guess I got involved in school court, was I always wanted to be an actor. I always felt like I wanted to be an actor. And in school court and the training and everything, I play a part of the judge. And actually, if you watch school court, I'm in the opening of with the girl that walks down. So it sort of got to fulfill that dream also.
Oh, that's cool. So you can have the best of both worlds?
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining us on Teen Scene today. I've had a great time with my teens and Mr. Sterling. See you next time.
Bye.
Windsor's House of Young, who will be taking this portion. Go ahead.
Windsor's House of Yum is deeply sorry that the Healthy Kids Initiative is having a hard time competing with them. Both companies provide a nutritional and complete meal. Windsor's House of Yums is just tastier and more fun. Windsor's House of Yum has a better marketing plan. Now, Your Honor, instead of bringing this matter to court, Healthy Kids Initiative should attempt to improve their marketing team. We live in a capitalist society which gives every company the opportunity to succeed or fail based on their own business plan. Healthy Kids did try to improve the taste of their lunches, and it is not our fault that they are finding it difficult to compete with our client. Windsor's House of Yum meets all federal and local guidelines for school lunches. If this were in question, the complaint should come from parents, school board, and or the state.
And that did not happen?
We have had no such complaints.
Thank you.
Is it appropriate to include candy or toys in school lunches? We believe it is not only fair but beneficial to kids.
Same thing.
Okay. Thank you. The court is going to take a brief recess and we'll be back momentarily with a decision.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
The court has taken an opportunity to review the merits of the case. This is very challenging, and this often appears today to be a case of David versus Goliath. And we all know how that ends, but unfortunately in the real world, sometimes Goliath does win. And more often than not, frankly, in a capitalist society, Goliath wins. In this case, the challenge is, of course, making certain that the behavior and activity of Windsor's House of Yum is not damaging the kids. And the court has not found today that that is in fact happening. The Healthy Kids USA initiative can continue to provide its healthy lunch and can continue to operate in the fashion that it has, as can Windsor's House of Yum. There's nothing that stops them. The court has found no reason to prevent them from selling candy or from including candy or toys in their product, and in fact says to Healthy Kids USA initiative, you can do the same if you want to try to avoid losing that business. And as difficult as it is, this is a situation where there really is no right or wrong. The court will monitor this case closely and will not hesitate to bring both parties back if they're not able to operate in a peaceful existence within our school system. With that, this case is dismissed, ruling in favor of Windsor's House of Yum.
We want to show them how to wear the school court banner. In school court, they learn how to debate and the best of manners. First, they get hired, get a smile from employer, preparing out future business leaders and lawyers. Learn how to fact find info on the back like competitors like football sack time. Whether a defendant or plaintiff, I won't bend, and I will do the best that I can in school court.
This is another episode of Teen Scene. I had a great time today with my guests and my teens. So remember to keep asking questions, and we'll see you next time with Teen Scene.